Alright, hello guys. This is something different. We never recorded anything like this before. Normally I'd just be going live, right? This all so strange. Like I don't even have to worry about stuff that I normally would. Like, um, I don't have a chat to talk to, so I don't have to look at like the chat window. I have so many apps I don't need to run alongside this. I'm not saying that like it's a good thing, it's just strange. But hello guys. Welcome. I'm going to be going through the new patch. So that'll be 6.4 story right now. But I decided I'd do it on my own, just that way I don't end up accidentally like spoiling it for anybody by maybe streaming it or having someone come in and talk about it or something. I feel like this is just like the safest way to do that, so yeah. I don't like getting spoiled. I've had it happen way too many times already in this game, so let's avoid that, yeah? So this is where I think the story left off last time. So we have something called the currying flavor. And I think we fixed the audio stuff from last time, so that should all be okay too. Marshawn's eyes light up when he sees you, and then we have all these items that we get. Completing this is an option. I normally just take the money. Saros, 'tis good to see you. Have you any news from old Charlayan? We've yet to hear from Ishtola regarding her search for a means to return to the void. I must confess that her silence has left me feeling restless. Nor am I alone in this. Estinian has such an excess of energy that he has been helping to train our soldiers with nary a grumble. As for Zero... If you tell me this is all supposed to be voiced again and I just can't hear it, I'm going to lose my mind. Something the matter? No, Zaros paid us a visit, so I was apprising him of recent developments, or the lack thereof. Are you heading somewhere? Aye, to replenish my aether. She's gonna eat. Or whatever her version of eating is. We remember. Would you like to come? She's inviting me to hang out? Whoa. Or they, I should say. A rare but most welcome invitation. Timely too, I might add. And I missed a message. You will accompany us, of course. There, I fixed it so that way I won't do that on accident. Whoops. Come then. I have an errand to run at the bazaar first. Also, I'm wearing the new, what is it, scouting gear. Thanks to Kea for crafting this for me. I don't know, the way I see it, I mean, it looks nice from the back. I do like the way this coat looks and everything. You can just take a second to just appreciate the way it looks. I like that. I'm not a fan of like seeing chests like that, but you know what? We do what we can. I got friends saying hi too. Yeah, I like this hood specifically, and then the arms. I don't know. I feel like I could be an alternate outfit for like Tidus from Final Fantasy X or something. I'm the star player of the Xanarkand blobs. Let's just teleport next part of this quest. Nice getting new content. We're gonna see how this story goes, because I was I don't know who saw that podcast, but I was talking about how I'm waiting to hear what we get from the story, because we're hitting a point in the story where things need to start building up to another expansion soon, or at least something going on. Obviously, there's going to be the penultimate fight with Golbez at the end of this, probably. But then what happens after that? Like, what's going on in the story? What are the 14 devs planning? What are the writers anticipating that we do? I'm picking up some more spice. Reed told me to do so before my next visit. Mr. Zero has quite the tolerance, you see. The sisters know we Hanish are fond of spicy food, but I doubt any of us could keep up with her. With just the spices they normally have on hand, the Mayhane can't quite satisfy her, which is why I'm happy to provide what they need to achieve more rigorous flavors. Now then, variety being the spice of life, perhaps you'd like to choose something extra to blend with Mistress Zero's usual. It'll help to keep things interesting, what do you say? Fine by me. You can appreciate the nuances of this world's sustenance far better than I expect. Oh boy, I get to pick some kind of spice. You know, I feel like Zero a little bit in this regard, because I can handle spice very well. better than a lot of people can. So for me, I love spicy stuff to the point where most people are like, "Oh, do you just like the feeling of like having your tongue burn? Like, what's exciting about that?" I'm like, it's not because of the like the whole burning of your tongue thing. It's because if you have like the right flavors, you can actually make some really like nicey and zesty flavors. Not just about extreme heats. A colorful array of spices peer out from hempen sacks. Crimson powder, aromatic black corns, little red husks, coarse yellow flakes. I would say that this is probably pretty hot. Coarse yellow flakes, but I'll do little red husks. These tiny husks give off a citrus-like scent. Perhaps they will imbue dishes with a zesty note. Hey, see zest. What we want. I like zest. Ah, that's a fine choice. But don't take my word for it. Here, have a taste. Zero may wish to observe your reaction. It would be considerate to sample the spice in her presence. Taste the spice in Zero's presence. Hey, Zero. Use this bag of spice. You tentatively place some of the spice on your tongue. A tingling, tangy numbness grips your mouth. Oh, that sounds perfect. Your reaction speaks volumes. That will suffice then. Always a pleasure, Mr. Zero, and do give Marie my regards. Also, if you notice characters like jumping around like that, it's because I think I am lagging. I always do this thing when I'm playing Ninja called like the Mudra test to see if these come up fast all the time, then I'm not lagging. But you can see like sometimes it gets delayed, then I'm probably lagging. And I can see that just like me, there are a bunch of people who are anticipating and waiting for the story because this always happens on every patch day. You get the floods of people, which I'm always excited to see. You can't even really see the NPC. If you didn't know, you could hold X to avoid seeing everyone else's names for a second, so you can click NPCs.
Please. But with this spice.
Yes, the voices are working. Chat, you fixed this. Thank you for fixing this for me. Because for the longest time, the voices just never worked.
Of course, Zero. It would be my pleasure. Well now, this is enough to make a whole kettle of your special curry.
I'm very excited to watch everyone just burn.
I don't need that much.
No, we do. We need as much as we can possibly get.
Rest assured, it's easy enough to make a serving just for you. Or we could make the kettle and share it.
Hey, yo, she wants to share it? You can share that curry?
Enough not only for your companions but other diners as well. I dare say everyone will be delighted.
Do it. Be friendly.
Very well. A full kettle, then.
Yay.
Excellent. We'll prepare it at once. And for your excellency and our esteemed adventurer, are you happy to try a bowl of Zero's curry? We can make yours milder if you prefer.
No, make it hotter. As hot as it possibly can get.
Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot fully appreciate the flavor with this vessel. Another time, perhaps. Do not hold back on my account, my friend. Eat and enjoy.
Gladly. I'll gladly do that. And I'll have His Excellency's helping. Not the way am I making it milder. Make it hotter.
Understood. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
No, I have another story that I can share about when I went out for ramen with my friends. There was this one ramen that we got that had like these spicy chilies on it, and everybody got it, but they removed the chilies, and I was like, just give me everyone else's spicy chilies. I want it to be really hot. And the person taking our orders was just like, so you want to make it like 3 times more spicy than normal? I was just like, yes. Yes, I do. Please, make it as hot as you possibly can. And I ate it just fine, and I loved every little bit of it.
Of course, spices also have the effect of preserving foods, which makes them highly coveted in foreign lands.
And they're also delicious.
All of this has given rise to a thriving spice industry, and the wealth it brings has allowed our nation to prosper while maintaining its neutrality.
Everybody loves spice, confirmed.
So you trade your spices? Seems rather more complicated than trading in ether.
The idea of bartering and trading is Very strange.
In the beginning,
Zero.
this land was no more than refuge for me. But now it is my home, and the people of Radzathan my beloved children.
Oh, I should keep Discord open.
Together,
Just in case.
we build this vibrant nation. And naught would please me more than to show it to my sister one day.
This is so I can see when we go start raiding.
Vibrant. Rubicante said the same when he described this world. A reminder of all that has been stolen from us. What many who remember doubtless yearn to take back.
Oh, flashback.
Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew.
I just love these voices.
In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
Nonetheless,
Reclaim mortality.
it's wrong to damn another to save yourself, as I told Rubicante. As I found myself moved to speak. I still do not understand what made me feel this way, nor what compels you mortals to help one another. But I hope to someday.
We too hope that you will find the answers you seek.
That is so wonderfully edgy to say something like that. I don't understand why people want to help each other. Maybe one day I'll understand.
What is going on?
What's happening?
Curry.
Compliments of Mistress Zero, the Satrap's honored guest. We are serving a special curry for anyone who wishes to partake. But
Bruh.
be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, by all means, I'd welcome the challenge.
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone is...
Oh no. Alright, that was silly. Oh yeah. That's nice.
It burns! It burns!
That's pretty fantastic.
To better maintain the facade, the alchemists ensured that my vessel was capable of consuming food. However, I fear Zero's curry would test the limits of their design.
Apologies for the delay. Please relax and enjoy your meal.
I would love to have curry like this.
Relax. I don't have time for that. I've been waiting for this.
That sounds exactly like something someone would say when they're hungry.
Let's replenish our ether.
I'm gonna start saying that to people when I'm like starving. Come, let's replenish our ether. And slam my hands on the table. I guess everyone else tried it and only 2 people are left standing. My whole life flashed before my eyes and it was exhilarating. I thought the spices we picked were perfect. Yeah. Also, whatever we're drinking looks
I trust you
delicious.
have eaten your fill. I shall have Marid prepare a meal for us to take to Estinian. I suspect he too is overdue a replenishment.
I don't know how Justinian will handle this, but let's find out.
He will have retired to his chambers at Magaduta. Come.
Do you think it's
let
gonna
us
be
pay
like
him a visit.
when he had that whole like hallucination thing going on with the potions? Was at the beginning of Endwalker. This guy's just loving it. Like, or that, or he just like was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna drink. Spicy curry has left you slightly flushed and set your heart racing. Whatever challenge awaits, you are ready to face them head on, and with feeling. The power, man. Power of... Too bad you don't actually have like a buff or something. That would be even funnier. To let people know that you finished it. But A meal like that is something that's kind of typical for something that I've had before, except for instead of like spice for Greek people, instead of getting like extremely spicy or curries, instead we have types of like bread spreads that you put on pita bread, and they're mostly like garlicky or fish roe. Both pretty tasty. I'm gonna say that. They're delicious. Master Estinian. Yes, he has returned to his chambers. I shall be happy to escort you. Yeehaw! Off we go, buckaroo.
Estinian, are you there? We've brought something for you.
A fireball in a can.
I enter.
Estinian, what are you doing? Are you serious? It's that one thing that they put on Twitter. Oh my god. They made it real. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Squid masala from the Mehane.
You can already see everyone.
Thought you
Oh
might
god.
enjoy it.
Blah, 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 blah. Just going crazy over that.
Sorry. I prefer my squid dried, but I'm sure it won't disappoint. My thanks.
I finally had masala. It's delicious. Don't rob yourself
Idle
of
as
this.
I am
Try
in
it.
our sorceress's absence, I see. I can't offer much in the way of entertainment, but make yourselves comfortable.
Go back to doing your push-ups. Oh, Dero, what do you... Oh, Dero? Wait.
Shall we disrobe as well?
What? Excuse me?
No, no. We simply caught our friend unprepared. He will make himself
Oh my
presentable
God.
at once.
Oh yes,
Sure.
just customary. Quick! Everyone remove thy shirts. Are you serious? This... Alright. This is what I love. This is peak classic Final Fantasy writing, where it's silly, but also very serious. This is what you come to like enjoy from this game. So when people say like, "Oh, Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be the first time they take it somewhere dark," like, no, we've had stories that are already plenty dark. It's being able to balance out the darkness with having things that are nice and comedic.
Looking for you.
Like if you ever had to read one of Shakespeare's
My friend,
screenplays, his tragedies.
Tell me, were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
They normally have like the humor bits mixed in with like very sad moments.
Where I took the opportunity to enlist Oriange's assistance.
'Cause you don't want to balance it out for the audience. You don't just want to like pummel them with sadness.
Ishtola hath told me all. I should be glad to help you free Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Yeah, Golbez. Whatever you're plotting.
If Rubicante spoke true, both Golbez and Ashdaya are on the moon of the 13th. Unlike here in the source, however, we have no means of making the journey from the surface of the star itself. The technology simply does not exist. Therefore, I propose that we employ a gate to deliver us directly to our destination.
If only we could ask the
Is
Lufenians.
such a feat possible?
Not the Lunarians, but the Lufenians for help for this.
In theory, having once been a single whole, the source and its reflections share striking similarities in geography. And according to a certain someone who unceremoniously whisked us away to the first, the same locations across the worlds are intrinsically bound.
That's interesting.
All of which is to say, were we to pass through a gate on the source's moon, it should lead us to the moon of the 13th.
Neat.
Of course, there is the risk of Voidsent gaining entry to our world. Thus did I decide to seek Oriange's counsel.
Both the Watcher and the Loporits are aware of our proposed endeavor. While they are yet deliberating precautionary measures, they have pledged their full cooperation.
Ah, we're working in jolly cooperation then. Praise the sun.
You've been busy. I presume you've also found a way to open this gate.
Be it in Radzatan or Sharlayan, scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void.
Hmm.
And so, with harnish insights to augment our knowledge, we have indeed conceived of a promising plan to pierce the veil. A plan I am confident will succeed, precisely because the moon is our stage.
What could possibly go wrong?
The preparations will be extensive, and we will require vast quantities of ether.
Did someone say ether?
After all, our gate must be large enough to accommodate another great worm. My proposal entails delivering copious amounts of ether to the Tower of Babel in Garlemald. As you will recall, Fandaniel used the structure to destroy the Brand's imprisoning Zodiac.
Yep.
And we, in like manner, will use it to channel ether to the moon, and thereby open our gate.
I see. Then we shall need someone on the moon for the necessary rituals.
Nope. Out of
Just so,
context,
Your Excellency.
talking
I
about this
intend
stuff
to
makes
head
no
back anon
sense.
for that very purpose, as well as to help devise our strategy to deal with invading Voidsent. Along with our lunar allies, we will once again require the assistance of your alchemists, Nidana not least of all. May I trouble you to serve as their escort?
Fine by me. The room was beginning to feel constraining.
For my part, I shall oversee the requisite tasks on the star. Might I prevail upon you for your assistance?
The nod. The nod. Just
If
no
all
words
are in
spoken. Just
agreement,
everyone
let
always
us
just
set
nods
to
their head.
work. We'll open our gate, and we will stop Golbez.
Yeah. Take that, Golbez. You know, I'm still hoping that someone's controlling him or something. Ooh, the moon. The Dark Throne. See? You mix in like a serious moment like what just happened now, but you put something silly at the beginning of it. Kind of like juxtapose just having nothing but like serious, 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 dark, dark, dark. Because that's just too much. Especially in a scenario like this. But then again, I mean, like I was saying, Final Fantasy in general has always been like that. Or you can have a turtle fight a crazy wizard, and then the next thing you're playing pianos and getting dances with women, bars. It's all happening in Final Fantasy V. Riange wishes to depart at once. Did it say going ham? When and all are ready, then let us set forth our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of alchemists of the High Crucible. Of course, we shall accompany thee thither, and thence begin our journey. It is, it's going ham. Are you serious, bro? Sorry for coughing. I'm gonna get like a little cough every now and then. I remember what people used to say going ham all the time. I don't think I've said it in a while, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. When's the last time someone remembers hearing someone say something like they're going ham? The last time I remember hearing that, like from a person who actually meant it, was that one song about like Five Guys, and this guy was saying that like they're going ham with the cheese or something. That video is very old now, but still it proves my point that I haven't heard someone say going ham in forever. But hey, you know, maybe it'll make a resurgence because of this. I'm gonna start seeing people just posting pictures of pigs running. you know, going ham. I'm so funny. My apologies for the delay. My, that is a striking simulacrum indeed. Well suited to the work ahead, I doubt not. Allow me to explain Ishtola's plan in greater detail. As you know, we seek to open a void gate, Mare Lamentorum, that we might gain direct passage to the moon of the 13th. Yep, like we talked about. Whilst our comrades labor upon the moon, we must needs accomplish 2 tasks. The first is the procurement of a substantial quantity of aether and subsequent delivery of it to the Tower of Babel. Said structure was once used to siphon the land's essence by the way of Telorpheroi's spires. Such a method, however, doth pose an unacceptable risk to the greater ethereal bounds of our world. Thus must we seek an alternate means of conveying our requisite resource. Our second task doth pertain to the use of the Tower of Babel itself. You may recall that this portal into the moon was placed under the supervision of the Ilsabard contingent. We would employ it to different ends. We must first obtain the contingent's express permission. I should like to believe that they would not refuse us, so perhaps we should concern ourselves with the aether problem first. Have you any idea whence we might source this vast quantity needed? Aye, a likely location doth come to mind. Let us make for the airship landing. There, I shall reveal more. I'm telling you again, this is so strange to just be kind of recording by myself. Like, there's no one here, just me, all alone. But I'm used to, like, talking to myself. It's kind of the same thing as streaming. There's just a whole lot of different things missing. Although I'm kind of happy that I muted my alerts. Although, I didn't, like, turn off the stream alert notification, so if someone did, like, some kind of alert right now, it would pop up on the screen, and I would be none the wiser. Like, I've seen that happen in some people's videos, like when they record something, and then all of a sudden a notification pops up, because some people do that. They like to sub to people when they're not on, or they follow them. Funny. All are present and accounted for. Excellent. We shall travel to Charlene, and then seek the nearby Isle of Ham. Delicious. Filled with pork. Near unto the surface of this isle do rivers of aether converge. The churning energy of this confluence is released by the way of geysers. Originally, the Ragnarok was to be powered by aether harvested from the isle, but as you well know, an alternate power source was ultimately found for the vessel. Passage unto Ultima Thule, to the very limits of existence, was facilitated by not less than the strength of the Mother Crystal herself. As such, the Isle of Ham's vast aether deposits remain untouched. We may help ourselves to that energy, provided we are able to secure the Forum's permission. Yet again, with needing permission, there's nothing straightforward in this world. Such is the nature of politics, I fear, and as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have been officially disbanded, no longer are we a recognized collective. A somewhat disadvantaged position, bureaucratically speaking. Fortunately, however, there is a recognized and respected body upon which we might prevail. The students of Baldessian. Upon arriving in Charlayan, let us seek our friends at the Annex. I wonder what they're going to do for the next expansion, because it doesn't seem like we're going to just be giving up our friends here or something. So instead of calling ourselves the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, wait a minute, patch 7 is going to be the next expansion. Could this all be some kind of crazy plot? I have no idea. But still, I'm not going to big brain theory this. Let's just continue this story. Welcome back, Zaros. What brings you here today? And in such colorful company. Greetings, Orjika. On this occasion, we are come to seek the student's assistance in a matter of some urgency. In that case, you'll want to speak with Cryle. She's in the main hall, sorting through our archives. There's a visitor with her at the moment, but it's no one you don't know. So feel free to show yourself in. Proceed to the main hall. Yeah. Hello, Final Fantasy V reference. We were just talking about Final Fantasy V just a second ago. I remember when everyone was going crazy over this character. Absolutely
Well now,
bonkers.
if it isn't two of my dearest friends.
As for the other two, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Oh, don't worry, they're cool. They're with me.
Not in this vessel, perhaps. 'Tis I, Vashan. Though you are welcome to call me Vritra, if you prefer.
They're also well-spoken and nice.
Pay me no mind. I merely accompany them.
I pray you forgive us our intrusion. If you are occupied, we shall call again anon.
It's quite all right. We've just finished swapping all our secrets anyway.
Secrets? Like what?
Phil occasionally comes and shares the latest Gleaner gossip, you see.
Oh snap, we got gossip.
From forgotten ruins to mysterious relics. If there's aught that might be of interest to the students, he kindly lets us know.
Yo, I want to find mysterious relics, please.
Alas, I must soon depart on an expedition. As I may be away for an extended period, I wish to give Kryl fair warning. Hence my visit today.
I see. There are specimens that want for procuring, I presume?
No, it isn't guildship business, but rather... homecoming.
A homecoming. Silent Hill?
But enough about me. You have business too, yes? And I'm in the way.
That was very cryptic.
Far from it. As a matter of fact, we should be grateful if you could stay and share your knowledge of the nearby isles with us.
Yes, please.
We seek a means to travel to the Void. There, a man named Golbez plots to invade our world. A man who even now holds my sister hostage. To that end, we require a great quantity of ether, which we understand may be had on the Isle of Ham. We came in the hope of exploring how it might best be procured.
Hey, you got any ideas?
An invasion from the 13th. Must the stakes always be so dramatic?
I mean, after we traveled to the end of the world to stop Doomsday, yes, they must be dramatic.
You have a knack for finding trouble. If Gleaners collected world-ending crises, you could make quite a name for yourself in our profession.
That's the problem when we've escalated to the world-ending cataclysm. Other than other world-ending cataclysms existing, not much else really trumps it at this point.
I myself haven't.
So if we want to help ourselves to the Isle's ether, we'll need to secure the Forum's permission. Very well. The students of Baldessian recognize your endeavors as combating a grave threat to the world. As representative, I hereby pledge our full assistance.
Hey, thanks.
Now that it's official, you may leave the politics and paperwork to me. Our operations remain small, but we shouldn't meet any undue resistance.
We are truly grateful.
And for Virtra, this is a big deal.
If I may.
More than just, world-ending events.
According to the original plan for the Exodus, ether collected from the Isle of Ham was to power the Ark. Art thou perchance familiar with the logistics of this endeavor?
Because we need something like that.
I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Nor do I think any Gleaner would. You might have better luck asking someone involved with the Ark's construction.
Oh.
Margaret, for instance. She's a researcher in Charley and Hamlet. I met with her for a job recently, and she mentioned working on the Ragnarok's propulsion system.
That's awfully convenient.
You could do worse than to seek her out while awaiting the foreign's verdict.
We may well do just that. Our gratitude for thine advice, and may this threat be but a memory upon thy return.
But
You're quite welcome. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
what? Stop staring into my soul, thank you.
Start drafting our petition. Go on and
Bro,
find
that
your
was
researcher.
starting to get intimidating,
I'll
just
contact you as
having her
soon as
stare
we
at me
make
like that.
progress.
Let us leave matters here to Mistress Kryl, and hie ourselves to Labyrinthos.
Yay, Labyrinthos. That's also where the raid starts, too. Goodbye, Kryl.
Right then, time to put our best foot forward. Oh.
What?
A pity you can't tidy yourself. I should have had Ishtola enchant you when I had the chance.
You got this, Kryl.
And what have we here? Later, Kryl, later. You've work to do.
Man, how many people can relate to that? Time to get to work. Suddenly, distracted by one thing that leads to another thing. Suddenly you're going down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos. And the next thing you're looking up is how to unlock doors using paper clips. Have you ever had that happen to you before? I guess I can unlock the starting of the raid tier while... It's just so jarring to see people jump and just get stuck in midair. Okay. Let's continue going ham. We again. I haven't looked at any of the gear yet. I'm probably gonna wait until we start streaming for that. So tomorrow. I know that there's like 2 pieces of gear that I'm replacing immediately. It's my hands and then my wrists. Yeah, because those are the ones we didn't try to pentameld, but we pentamelded everything else thanks to Kea. Wait. Yeah, everything. Whoa! For a second I thought we missed something and I was just like, what? No, but I swear we did this already. Don't. Visitors? How delightful! If you require assistance, then ask away. It so happens you've caught me in post-deadline bliss. Forgive us the abruptness of our inquiry, but 'tis our understanding that thou had charge of the Ragnarok's propulsion systems. We should like to know how Aether harvested at the Isle of Ham was to be stored and transported to the Ark. The disclosure of such information is permitted. Also, I'm going to move this out of the way. Oh, it's no bother at all. We built special tanks that can store Aether just like we can use casks to store wine. Simple, really. Simple, but quite brilliant in construction. They rivaled even crystals for etheric capacity. A pity we never got to use them. Ah, how muddled and distant the memory. When Doom's deadline loomed large, and we extricated ourselves from a waist-high mire of work only to end up chin-deep in another. I was at one with the world, a conduit for the energies of creation. But now I am truly alive. Who would have thought that sleeping in a bed and eating warm meals could have make such a difference, everyone? Why, I feel positively functional. I dare say it rivals the thrill of dancing on the knife edge of failure. She's lost her mind. Our face is like, yikes. Zero once again, just like, what? We are glad for you, quite. On the subject of the Aether tanks, do you know what became of them? Yes, it does your body well to rest and actually eat. What did become of them? For the life of me, I can't seem to remember. There's no better substitute for actually taking care of your body so that way you can function and... Oh, but I do remember someone who might remember. He should be back by now. Just look for the fellow wearing an outfit that screams, I've been on vacation and you haven't. Very well, we shall seek out this conspicuous colleague of thine. Our sincerest gratitude, Margaret, and do look after thyself. Come, let us seek out this individual, attired in a manner suggestive of recent furlough. What? I always love how they have to change what they're saying slightly, especially for Ariane. I mean, where he just has to just mix it up to make himself. He's very... The way he always speaks is just so much fun because it's always very... The word I'm looking for, expressive, but then also very... He's like a thesaurus, and I like it. It also reminds me of when you'd read... Because I had to spend a lot of time like editing essays for people. You'd read essays from people that didn't really know what a word meant, and they would just change it to make themselves sound more fancy. I'm not saying Ariane does that to make himself sound more fancy, but just that is a thing that people like to do, and it doesn't really work very well. When the essay is like, tell us why butter is delicious. And then they'll just go crazy with describing the way that butter is. Instead of just saying butter, they have to call it something else. Oh, that definitely looks like someone that was on a vacation. The face that launched our teeny tiny toy boat. How have you been, Zyros? Able to catch a bit of rest? Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Well, if I don't know about the Aether Tanks, who in Baragot's name would? Or right in me very own workshop they were. Thank you, Coco. Pleasure as always, Master Coco. I trust thy respite proved rejuvenating. And then some, but I won't bore you with the details. At least not without a drink in me. So, by the interest in our little old tanks. Permit me to explain. Also, I like his top. The little cactuars. I would wear that. Like a very fun Hawaiian shirt. I see. I think I've got the long and short of it. Goes without saying, but we all owe you more than we can ever repay. You need our Aether Tanks, and they're at your disposal. There's just one problem. You need the Forum's approval to set foot on the Isle of Ham. Were it up to me, you'd be on the next ship out. But that lot can't wipe their arses unless it's in accordance with procedural motions. We already got that, so it's all good. You may be assured that my backside is immaculate. Thank you, Fortunal. I'm glad that you had to let us know that your ass is fantastic. Thaliak's thumping thighs are Master Fortunal and Skolak Manchane. Pardon the intrusion. The Forum has deliberated your petition and we decided to deliver our verdict directly. I would hope that the matter of pandemonium has not been overshadowed by other concerns, but that is a discussion for another time. Oh, don't trust me, that comes first for me. You've been granted special dispensation to travel to the Isle of Ham for the purposes of etheric extraction, on one condition. On account of its rich deposits of aether, the isle is home to throngs of vicious beasts. We ask that you cull any such creatures you encounter, aka, yo, this is a dungeon! Get on that! You got a dungeon fight to do. That's all. Given the vast amount of aether we seek, I expected a far higher price. Oh, believe me, we do not underestimate the value of what you desire. Nay, we simply owe the students of Baldessian and their esteemed collaborators a debt of gratitude, and we felt that expediting your request was a suitable way to repay it. Why, thank you, students. A debt of gratitude. We've taken the liberty of arranging your passage to the Isle of Ham. Your vessel awaits in Scholar's Harbor. Then I'd better get those aether tanks loaded onto the airship. We'll be ready to take them where you need. Assuming it's safe. I shall head back to the annex, but should you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. And this area is so freaking cool. I love this spot. It's like a giant zoo, kind of. Like an underground zoo. Is that a fair way to put it? At least that's how I always thought of it. How did we get out here? Hello? Did I just like black out? I love it when we black out and end up in an area. I'm assuming that we went partying and then we just showed up here. Oh, yo, it's a Spoony Bard! That's a 4 reference. I love these 4 references. Hello, little Spoony Bard. Little Edgar. I'd love to see it. Before we head off, I'll be right back. Even though I'm just gonna probably edit this out of the video. Wait, yeah, one sec. Get back to this. Sorry about that. Cheery Captain. Hello there, Cheery Captain. What's got you in such a good mood? Going on a crazy adventure to the Isle of Ham?
Bound for the Isle of Harm. You look like the ones Master Fortuno told me to expect.
You know, I should have expected it to be called instead of Ham, but
If you're ready to depart, then so am
versus
I.
Ham. I like Ham.
Just say the word.
Is something the matter?
I did recruit one other to our party, but he is late to arrive.
Uh-huh. Oh! Thunkred.
Forgive me my delay.
Suddenly, everyone shouting.
Thancred? 'Tis good to see you.
I should have just entered with, "This is Thancred."
If it isn't Varshan, they do grow up so quickly. Urianger tells me we have a host of exciting new tribulations to face. And you must be Zero. I've heard all about your daring do in Garlemald. A pleasure.
Oh, I love that.
Apart from strengthening our company with his redoubtable skill at arms, Thancred may also serve as a mentor in those matters that trouble thee.
He's a good dad. What we're being told.
I speak of the intangible forces which bring souls together. Thancred is possessed of experience both unique and insightful that I am sure he would gladly share with thee. Thou needst but ask.
The look on his face right now just says head empty. Aether font now accessible. Oh, okay. This is how we get to the dungeon, right? Well, for the sake of time, we'll just try popping this so we can get there faster, because I'm sure there's tons of people queuing for this right now. They'll just throw us in immediately. Just like, look at all of these people. Bro, there's so many of you. Wonderful looking folks. I love this. I just love when you get to see like so many players out and about together. All the different ways that people put their characters together. Come on, man. That's what we love about MMOs, really. Honeybee. Like I said, that was fast. It's gonna be like a very quick queue right now because, you know, everybody wants to get this done so they can continue the story. And there are a ton of DPS. The Northern Empty, the Aether font. Oh boy. Are we gonna see a Coca-Cola bottle somewhere? Ayo? Ew. Okay. Jellyfish. Interesting place. We are here with our crew. Man, my nameplate's... I might have to change that so it actually shows up. Yeah, I'm still just lagging. Oh, hopefully I don't throw us off too bad. I'll do my best to enjoy the dungeon while it lags. Aurelia, Amatodas, frost beasts. Okay. Well, this is going wonderfully. Don't worry, lag. I will help still the best I can. This is really bad. Oh, see, another reason why I'm happy I didn't stream. Dealing with internet issues like this, it's not that fun. This would not be fun to have to also have my stream open for. Would not probably work well. Goodbye, polar bears. They're so cute. Also, for people that didn't know, the crafting set, the word for it, I think, means heir or successor. You know, diadokos. Diadokos. So, when translated, just means heir or successor, which, I mean, trying to think of how that makes sense. Well, then again, Dark Throne and the name heir or successor. I mean, you are going to succeed over your plan to take down Golbez. Take the Dark Throne from him, on which he sits. A lot of ways that you can make it make sense, honestly. I think that's cool. I'm trying to remember what the raid tier name meant. I think it was supposed to be like a... Because it's supposed to be like Dante's Inferno, you know? All the words for it are taken from like ancient Greek, so the current one is going to be... It's supposed to be like a march forward or march up, like ascension. Oh, what's this first boss? What the heck are you? What are those teeth? You're a linebacker. You're a linebacker. Football. Oh, dude, I'm lagging so bad I can't even do a mudra during this. Oh, okay. I'll just do whatever mudras I can, because apparently the game just is broken for me. I'll just help however I can. Okay. Made a bunch of little... Oh, okay. So they all detonate. While they shake. It's always like a little bit of a roulette to try to guess what they do. That is one massive body slam. So these are going to make bigger explosions, so we have to pick a corner that'll be safe. The one right behind us looks pretty good, honestly. Like staying right here seems pretty safe. Yeah. And then back away from everybody. Yeah, normal stuff for fights like this. This thing's teeth, though, that is terrifying, and this is why I hate things like sharks, man. Have you seen the inside of a shark's mouth? Heck no. Keep that away from me. I want nothing to do with it. Absolutely not. Let's see. So right behind us seems safe. Oh, the little ones are going to detonate first, actually, so never mind that. Eh. It tricked me. For a second, anyway. Can I just do one trick attack? Thank you. Just one trick attack. Thank you. It's not asking much. I just want a trick attack, please. Oh, this is cool. Whee! Whoa, that was terrifying. What? Yeah, that, like, did you see where it spawned me in that instance? That is... Whew. Terrifying again. I'm just gonna roll greed on some of these. Okay, yeah, this is like if we were on the North Pole. You even got like there's penguins. Terrifying penguins, but penguins. And then trolls and yakkos. There's a troll in the dungeon. Sorry. No, people don't really like talking about you know what very much, but I have a problem with movie quotes where I say stuff from movies that I remember. It's like second nature to me. Do that and also movie quotes. Not movie quotes, I meant music. Sorry. I do not support you know who. I'm gonna say who. Is this gonna like blink me out of existence again and I'm gonna be down there? That'd be trippy. What the heck is that? There's just a rainbow golem? Or am I fighting a Skittle? Have the Skittles finally revolted? It's just a matter of time. The question wasn't why, it was just when. We all knew the Skittles would do this at some point. Have we ever seen a golem like that? I mean, we've seen golems, sure, but we've never seen one that was just so rainbow-licious. Rainbow-licious and nutritious. And then these stone crystal things. I think they're familiar enemies too. I'm not saying like, oh no, that's an issue with this Final Fantasy game, reskinning enemy sprites and changing the way they look. Wow. Because that's never happened before. Hello Goblin, and then High Goblin, and then also Goblin Captain, and then Goblin Queen, Goblin King. Stronger Goblin. Wolf, Dire Wolf, Alpha Wolf, Pack Wolf, Wolfy Wolf. Speaking of wolf, some kind of polar bear. Arcus. I dig your design, my man. Right, well, whatever lag was happening seems to be dying down slightly. There's still a little bit of a latency issue going on. Wait, this is gonna zap me, isn't it? But of course I ended up walking through it at the last second. Don't be in the lines. Yeah. That reminds me of Ruby Weapon. Nice. It's actually a really cool mechanic. You know, that's what I always liked about like dungeons and whatnot, is that they try not to make them too challenging, so that way people can do this and just enjoy the story if they want. Or if they... Oh, okay. Well, lag. Or if they want, they can do harder fights. Nope. Please tell me I... Okay, thank goodness. I didn't want to get killed and waste that guy's healing. I would have felt so bad. Okay. A blue puddle. Wait, I figured it out, guys. This is Bull the Bear. Okay. Okay. But yeah, this is actually pretty cool. And just like in their normal fights, they change the mechanics ever so slightly each time. Oh, whoa. Alright, well this is going to be really interesting to rewatch out again. Just to see that. Also, I have 3 Vuln stacks now. I'm amazing at this game. Clearly, you know, I deserve this title. Maybe I should get out of the middle. I feel like the middle might implode. Yep. Okay. I don't know. You ever get that feeling that something bad's gonna happen just because the floor looks like lava? Or I guess in that case, lightning fissures. You know, in some way I like it when the game lags. It adds an interesting perspective to the future of what I have to witness. Goodbye, Volibear. Volibear after rework, though. Not current Volibear. Greed. Greed. Roll greed. Just roll greed on everything right now. Who knows, maybe I'll need it at some point. At least I didn't spawn this time, falling to my death almost. Polycrystal. Yeah, this is gonna be the first time I've ever been able to just enjoy the story. Other than when I did Endwalker, because I didn't stream that or anything. Kinda wish I did though. I had a lot of fun with it. Merlith. Merlith looks like a familiar enemy too. But again, I wouldn't know. It's not like you go into the dungeons with like, oh man, I hope that I see specific minion that's just a killable mob for me to just walk through. I kind of wish the encounters for what you'd find in dungeons were random. It'd be like a random encounter. Like imagine if you were just wandering through here and you just never saw anything because random encounters decided, oh, let them through. Could you imagine how crazy that would be? Chest. On the Ring of Healing. Agreed. Yo, what? Yo, it's a Forlorn Maiden. Get it. We get more experience. Get it. Kick its butt. Don't let it get away. This area is pretty. Like, look at this place. It's freaking huge. There's just so many areas that we haven't been to. Think of it. Well, I mean, in Final Fantasy like 6 and stuff, we technically travel to the end of the world. Never mind that. But, oh, man. The amount of possibilities for these games. Like, I'll bring up 16 then, because I think with 16 they said that it's not happening like as a global thing. It's just like a specific story that's happening in like this location. And I'm like, give me more of that. That way we can think like, what else is the world gonna open up to? Maybe they can add DLC to show us more. I don't know. I can't say that I'm gonna buy the DLC for it before the game even comes out, but at the same time I bought the collector's edition for it, so you know. Ooh. What kind of water enemy? Because we have like our stages right here. Okay. Ooh, tentacles. Okay. Whoa. What? Octomammoth? Oh, this is the boss from Final Fantasy IV. What? No way. Where's Tellah when I need him? Yo, what the heck? Yo, this is so awesome. I mean, not like people would know what Octomammoth is, but at the same time, I'm just like, hey, yo, pants, let's roll for that. Yay, pants. That's so cool. I should... If I can, I'm going to find an original picture of Octomammoth after this so I can show you guys what he used to look like. Because I don't think he had such an imposing looking face before. He looked kind of goofy. Kind of had like a little goofy face going on. I talked about this before, but I used to, back in the day, for these fights, I would play... I would play the ability to run. I would play the original like soundtracks from other games during like boss fights, specifically the Final Fantasy IV boss theme because I loved it so much. This soundtrack just my jam, but I would just play it and imagine like all of us, all the characters you're playing with, and like that traditional 2D turn-based style where everyone's pixelated and stuff. But so what's this? Oh, okay, cool. So it's just water. Okay, good to know. Probably want to stand like right here to avoid the tidal breath, I assume. They gave you a ton of time to move for that. I wonder how much damage this... Like, I always wonder how much damage this stuff will do. Also, the boss at the beginning of this did tidal breath too. So it's kind of like, hey, are you ready? I'm gonna do tidal breath. I hope you're ready for the tidal breath. Telekinesis? Are we safe here? I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay. I think we're safe here. These are some really crazy looking mechanics. This is one of those things where if you played this game enough and then you see a boss like this pop up, like when I saw the recolored tentacles, I thought at first I was like, oh, it's just Ultros, and I was like, but there was a boss that had yellow tentacles in Final Fantasy IV. Yellowish orange, I should say. Oh, what have we done? Okay, now this time it's just that. Yeah, that one we're used to now. Hey, look, it's fine. Just stand here with me. Yeah, see, look, I told you, it's fine. Or maybe I should move this time. I'm gonna just go this way. I hope you guys don't mind. Not that I don't trust you, I just, you know, I feel safer here-ish. Yeah, like right here. I like right here. Goodbye, Octomammoth. Hey, finish it in style. Hit him with that LB. And I got a card. Got the Octomammoth card. Okay, well, while this is finishing up, I'm just gonna load up Octomammoth really quick. I can show you guys what it used to look like in Final Fantasy IV, because it had a goofy looking, at least, face. Oh no, yeah, no, this still looks goofy to me, more than imposing or scary. Here. I remember this fight though, because it was a fight against the tentacles. It's pretty much the same, except you wanted to, like, I think you wanted to take out the tentacles to get to it. Or you just beat the ever-living crap out of it. Here. So this was the inspiration. This is when you're going through a cave at the beginning of the game with Hela and Rydia. Yeah. And you're trying to get through from one end to the other, because it's the beginning of your adventure. It makes sense. Gonna pass on that. I'm gonna give that to... I like you. You have a cool card. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me just pop the image up here really quick so you guys can see this. This is what Octomammoth looked like in 4. Which, big shock, it's a giant difference. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait, cutscene. I'll leave that, like, right here. Witness the splendor. I didn't realize it was gonna bust out into a cutscene immediately. My bad. These airships remind me of that Mario Party minigame where you'd have to also fly like an airship around. Where one of your friends would just be alternating the A and B buttons while the other one slowly moves the joystick around to move.
Filling these up will take a good while. I appreciate it if you stood watch till we finished. I ain't getting
You got it.
chewed to chum by some ether-bloated bugger. Oh, by the by, where were you planning on putting these to use? We could deliver them by airship, see? Provided that ain't too far.
The moon! I mean, wait, no, this is going to Garlemald.
We would need them transported to
Yeah.
Garlemald, to the Tower of Babel.
That's a long old journey. Too long for a direct flight. Tell you what, we'll send them over with the scheduled shipment of provisions headed that way. I'll make the arrangements as soon as we get back. Save some poor chocobos having to drag this lot through the snow.
You have our thanks. We shall not forget your generosity.
That was awesome, though. Very happy that we got to see it, Octomammoth. I guess I never thought I would say that. I'm so happy we saw a giant squid. Now we can finally get the Ultros Octomammoth crossover event we've always wanted. To really ask people, I wonder where this hentai will take us.
You are not bound by contract or the threat of force, and you gain no advantage by devaluing your own contribution. Yet you must be bound by something to speak thus. What is it?
We are bound by friendship.
What binds me?
I don't like the way he said that. What binds him?
A belief, I suppose. Born of our shared struggles. No matter where my comrades go, I have faith they will be fine. For I know that they will walk their chosen path as surely as I walk mine. I trust them, in short. Trite though it may sound.
Ah, man, sometimes you just gotta have faith in other people, right? You can't always be sure of everything that's gonna happen. You can always just do your best.
Trust.
Yeah.
I remember the word. How long has it been since last I used it?
Well, judging by you just saying it, about 5 seconds.
Not with other Voidsent, and certainly not with Xenos. Not even in the time before darkness engulfed the world.
Look, guys, Xenos is still around, even though he's dead.
Often did Memoriates betray their own, corrupted by the very power they wielded. You could trust no one but yourself.
Yeah.
Alone we fought, and alone we fell.
True.
I wouldn't know how to trust. Is there some trick to it?
Well, I don't have to worry about chat right now. Next time, from now on, I'll remove that while we're in situations like this. From now on, I don't have to worry about chat.
Stay close to this one. You'll
Here.
learn in no time.
I'll start now. Stay close to this shining ball of optimism. And trust. Teaching you to worry about friendship. Drives us crazy. Talks of happiness and...
Absolutely fine.
Tancred? That sounded kind of menacing?
I confess I thought thou mightst have more words of counsel to offer.
Oh, she'll soon get the hang of it, even without my help. After our work here is done, I'll see myself back to the shadows. But before that, I take it you've heard as well.
What?
Indeed. The client seeketh Archons, and 'twould seem our extensive travels and neutrality make us prime candidates.
Client?
Well, assuming we take on the request, I suspect I'll be stuck with you again. Don't let me down,
What are we talking about? Because it sounds awesome. Can I come with? I want to go on adventures with those two. Specifically them. I love them both so much. What could they be talking about? There's so many people. Not only allow us use of the tanks, but to arrange their transportation to Garlemald besides. Blessed are we to count Kokol among our allies. Unto thee we must also give thanks. Thancred for coming to our aid on such short notice. Please, you know I'm always happy to help. Don't hesitate to call on me again. But you didn't even do anything, as he tuxedo masks away into the distance. I mean, if I did this with them, then yes, you would have. Till next time. You may now enter the Aether font with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu. Okay. It is time to proceed to the next stage of your plan, like Fear to Flame. With the tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To wit, obtaining the blessing of the Ilsabard contingent to the use of Tower of Babel to channel energy onto the moon. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucia. More good times await. Oh, this is one of my favorited Aether rites. Okay. I have so many side quests to do in this area. Oh god. Look at it. Look, I get so caught up just doing like fates and stuff that for leveling. Like, what do I still have to level up? I mean, I know I have a bunch, but yeah, let's just look. The answer is the farthest one from that. And also Blue Mage, which I know there's some pretty cool mounts and stuff for Blue Mage right now. I'm gonna finish leveling up Samurai and Scholar so I can finish leveling up Summoner. But, I should get back to leveling up stuff. I feel bad that I slacked and stopped. I was having fun leveling them, I just didn't want to keep running dungeons. Because this was like during the very first expansion opening. I went really hard on playing. Zyros, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Voidson incursion. Your actions saved many. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. Flashback. Or no, wait. Fade out to black while they explain everything, so that way we don't have to go through the same conversation again. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. It is no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Finding a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. Compound matters, the trauma inflicted by Anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. But then facing a mass invasion by Golbez and his void-sent hordes, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet even were we to convey your warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. What's there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Voidsent with their own eyes? Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. Natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. Well, you gotta talk to them first and let them know what your intentions are so that way they can be okay. Like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alfinod and Alice. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Ranger, how might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? Wouldn't be a major patch update without seeing all of our old friends. Not just a few, but everybody. You know how it is. You know, in a way, playing this reminds me of like how when you first start an RPG the game story is kind of basic and it's easy to just do whatever actions you want. Like think of like playing D&D with your friends, and then you get those people who are like, okay, this campaign's gone on for 5 years. We've now established our own government. We have to be aware of other cities and our allies and enemies, and before we make any type of action. So we need to speak to other people and make sure that it's signed off for by everybody. They all know what we're planning on doing. You know, that sort of thing. I don't know, little things that I think about with this game versus, like, let's say Final Fantasy 4, for example, where it's just like, choo choo, let's just go running around everywhere. We might ask people for help, but we've got our own agenda. Let's go. Whee! To the moon! Let's just take a whale there. Sure, let's go. Whale time! I'm glad to see you, Zyros. Vertra has explained our present dilemma. It is no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. As putting it mildly, many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Elsebard contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Aw, snap. The hat tilt. You know what that means. Game on. Trust. Again. Well, it seems to me there's not for it but to speak with the people, rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan. We need to lend an ear to their concerns. Then, perhaps we can begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They're at a station called Senatus, near the Cenaculum Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to the others. Save Zero, might you accompany me? For those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinions. Alphinode, if I may drag you along. Tertium, we leave to you. You're no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. And it's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solius, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. Oh boy, I do love producing and discussions. And also gunblades. Alright. Go talk to some people. Change some minds. They should really clean that. It's in bad faith that's still standing there. Come on. Activate the Tower of Babel. Are you out of your mind? That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. You want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. I mean, we will eventually, but we need to do this first. It's important. Tower of Babel? But what's it got to do with Void Scent? Can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much for us and more for us Garleans. If you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. Sorry, no, I'll be moving along now. I'll be back to do those at some point. I really do feel bad for the people of Garlemald. Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean, no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? So if we dared to speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions. Got our rations or worse. I don't know. Forget I said anything, please. Really, like I said, I feel bad for them. Like, you remember before the expansion dropped, people were just like, yeah, screw Garlemald. Yeah, we hate Garlemald. Garlemald sucks. And then before we even get to Garlemald, like, you just get the feeling that things were bad there. And then you actually get to Garlemald, and you could see how bad it is for the citizens. It's like, oh my goodness, this is awful. Hi-fi. The tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics. Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with the stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Still see when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear. But let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. Okay. Hello, serious lad. You're my favorite named NPC. No, stop it. The tower is evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. And people really don't like this tower. The tower can't turn us evil. I'm the warrior of light. Shining beacon of optimism and friendliness and sunshine and hopes, and dreams and rainbows. All that good stuff. You know how it goes. Quick! Ride the flying downhill. It shall be our savior. I like that they at first had mounts that were specifically sent to fly, but then it got so complicated that there's like, you know what, every mount can fly. I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. It just works. And I was like, you know what, I'm here for it. Ulysses is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. Not really. Oh, I didn't cover chat for that entire section. My bad. Cyrus, may I present to you Lord Gnaeus and Matthias, magistrates of our political council. They've been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Ilsabard contingent. I see Alpha Node and Alpha Say have yet to arrive, though, so perhaps we should wait. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The Tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the Imperial family. It will forever bear the tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid. Now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war. To her own people, not to Eorzea nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald, now that lies within her bounds, is beholden to no one. And this is why Garlemald ended up falling in on itself. This and the whole Garlemald, Garlean scene and coming to Garlemald was just so down in the dumps. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I'll also instruct Alpha Node and Alisae to meet us there. Lord Matthias, Lord Gnaeus, by your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ilsabard contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well. But know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled, then, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. The world could possibly end, guys. This is not the time to be like, no, don't use this. Please, we own this, and we wouldn't like that. Like, wouldn't it be more like, oh man, we have a chance to save everyone by using this for the right of, like, to show off the power of Garlemald and how great we are. That they need our help. Yeah, let's use it to help out. Like, just for a little bit. Come on. I love how different these buildings look. And the streets and everything. In Garlemald compared to every other area we've been. Like, they even had cars. I don't remember seeing, like, cars or, like, buses anywhere else. Really. It really does remind me of, like, the difference between Magitech and people who are freely using magic in Final Fantasy VI. where the Empire is just so much more technologically advanced, but they don't really use magic at all. Or so you think. Here it is, Senatus. Temporary refuge for political dignitaries. Hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that our outsiders are not normally permitted to so much as a glimpse inside. That was terrifying. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it'll be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. I should really cover this. Cover. Senator Senatus? Yes. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ilsa contingent and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Oh, pile of crates. Hello. Another train station. Stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating that they were provided by the Elsabard contingent. The Enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. As, like, word as not noble. Not patriotic either, but just as proud of themselves as they seem to be. They can't really sustain themselves right now without help from other people. Want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. Or remains of it, at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. Well, only time will tell. Earl of Ceruleum. Hello. Yes, I require your nicest ceruleum, please. You recognize large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Suntis is unclear. Nice trains, though. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. We won't want to be beholden to others forever. There's no denying that it's chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. Chafes? Chafes. I chafe. Eh. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Well, I learned how to speak without saying anything. Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is that the matter? Oh, no. I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request. This man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the Magitech weapons which run rampant throughout Reggio and Urbanissima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we've proposed the elimination of all machina that loiter near the supply route. But you heard him. They refuse to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say that they are as dangerous as you attest? It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge Magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains, we cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken. Unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's naught we can do. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement, of course. Well, do I understand the difficulty of your position? As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? By all means. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. I have no idea what that solution could be. Saying that we're going to use the tower once and then leave forever? Leave them on their own devices? In moments like this I would ask chat, but no chat to ask. And it reminds me of how lonely I am right now. Oh, how I miss you. Oh, this person's like in sync with me with the story stuff. Let's go, Super Goose, you and me. Story beats. Please. Be voiced, so I can drink. Welcome back, all of you. I'm screaming inside. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not yet, but there's a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Razatan and the people of Garlemald. Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ilsabard contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. It is no surprise, then, that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners, for fear of indebting themselves further, or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable agreement, or arrangement. One that would restore them to a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. Easier said than done. What exactly do you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razatan abided by a treaty of non-interference. Rarely have we traded with one another, and I wish but to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babel, as well as share your Magitech resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razatan's culture will be enriched by your Magitech wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Bro, that's such a good deal. Do it. Do it. Do it. Only when both sides keep the interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. It is a principle I once thought I understood, but have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. Gasp. Zero. You're helping. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Radzatan were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations of Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Neas and Matthias. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall me to Tertium. Yo. Hi me. Hi, fi. Hi, ho, bum. A word. A word by any other name is a word. Go all the way back here. Fast travel again. Yagi! I just have to make sure that I'm ready to raid in like an hour-ish. Because we're gonna do the normal raids. But that can wait. Keep doing story beats. Please, speak, say things. Talk. Crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. Tower of Babel is ours by rights. Nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As the satrap of Radzatan, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. He's going to explain the trades. This would be a good time to drink, actually. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lords. Sooner or later, we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. Tis true we do not want for Magitech and Ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing. You serve the Emperor. We're a proud patriot. Yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost. But if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense! Utter nonsense! You are a traitor, Gnaeus, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Senatis learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Bro? Oh, Lord Matthias, wait, it isn't safe out there. Good luck on that one, my man, but yeah, that doesn't seem like a very good idea. He's just being very proud. Bonds of trust. Far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Matthias. Let us leave matters here in Maxima's care while the rest of us join in the search. Lord Matthias is bound for Senatis. We may be able to catch up to him in Reggio Urbanisama. I pray he has not come to any harm. Reggio Urbanisama. I say the words a little goofy because in Latin, the way words are pronounced is also a little strange. It's not exactly like how you just see it. Like, it's not Reggio Urbanissima or something like that. It's very, like, slowly said. Like, quid pro quo. Or quid tibi nomen est. Not quid tibi nomen est. Quid tibi nomen est. Yeah. And that is actually Latin. It means, what is your name? Mihi nomen est. Zyros. The things that you learn when you actually study Latin. Which is why this whole expansion is also really cool to me, because filled with lots of Latin and Greek references, but of course, you know, the people of, what is it, the Elpis are the ancient Greeks, and then the Garleans would end up being like Rome. I got your back, bro. Don't worry. I'm alive? And I am on fire.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
Dude, stop
You
being
love
so grumpy.
Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that.
Yeah, Metius.
We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Yes? Oh, man.
Aye. So long as we live.
Yeah.
Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station.
And sometimes you just need to have it happen.
I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me?
He was just being way too proud of himself. Not of himself, but of Garlemald. Not that needing help from anyone is just insulting.
I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
And it happens. Don't worry about it. That's just how some people are. It doesn't mean that they, like,
Euless, wait.
hate you or anything.
Like a word.
I feel like in situations like that, a lot of people nowadays especially would be way too quick to judge that person and be like, well, fine, screw you. You're being stupid. There's no helping that. You're just dumb. Like, no. There's ways to talk around it. It's what it comes to is like when you try to like help people, you have to think of like not just insulting them. It doesn't really help anybody.
With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrates safely back to Tertium.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here.
Oh.
So that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust. I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister.
Mm-mm.
As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence. Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
And this is why trusting is important. Not saying you need to trust everyone, but learning to trust is important.
During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once. A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriates. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search of a means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more.
There's some deep stuff.
I continued fighting alone. But ultimately I was undone. Overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations.
Hmm.
a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone.
Aww. Hero.
But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
And the person doing this voice does such a good job.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive.
Also, I love her
So long as
earrings.
you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today.
Hmm? There's always still time.
Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Here it is again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow. If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
With a handshake, perhaps?
Give me your hand.
Hey.
It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
Now take his hand and then hug him. Or suplex him.
Friend. So that's what it means.
Friend. Now we
Someone
know.
you trust.
It's actually kind of beautiful, you know. Helping someone that doesn't really know what friends are. Learning to trust. Only that could have happened to Xenos. A different history in ours would have been. Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and Julius. Right, then. I expect the others have already arrived back at Tertium. You join them. Yoink. Huh. It's also going to be voiced. So glad am I to see everyone returned and none the worse for wear. I don't need that right now. Various representatives of the Garlium community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement. You've read the memorandum. I trust you find the terms acceptable. I do, and Gnaeus, I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I am ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiating solely on your shoulders in my absence. Hi, guys. You should know that, when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation of the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another Void Scent invasion, however, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. Tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. I have to say, I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials who normally keep to themselves in Senatus are here. My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I have a good announcement here. For a brighter future. I am pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Radzatan. I am very happy, because I want to see Garlemald repaired. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Radzatan will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. Woo! Let's go. I must be freezing. I just realized what my crafted set is. Oh lord, it is cold. My whole belly button exposed. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect. It marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Radzatan holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that, through this agreement, our peoples will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather around to hear the particulars that you might convey them to those elsewhere. Maybe one day we'll be able to make a Garlean character. Wait, no, we won't be able to. That wouldn't make any sense. Never mind. Carry on. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. We recognize as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others. That validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. It is by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel, a rather timely development given the Aether Tank's impending arrival. Once the tower stores have been replenished, we need but await Ishtola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Then you can leave that and anything else on this end to me and Alpha Node. No need to worry. Devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. You are good friends. Hello, Grenbeld. I didn't read the name of that quest because I was too taken in by the person I saw.
Let us take a moment to review matters as they stand.
Even I didn't know.
Having procured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babel. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Ishtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
A ritual to open the gate, and measures to forestall a void-sent invasion. Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may.
Yes.
Ere we set forth, however, Ishtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Ashdaya from the Void. Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye,
A little bit
she is
beyond.
like to be severely weakened. To make good her
Happens
escape,
after a
she
long
shall
day.
require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow great worm.
Aw, snap. Wait, we already knew that another great worm would. We already established this? Acting like it's
You would
a.
have me go in my true form.
Yeah, I thought we established this.
Very well. Like our sire, we great worms are capable of traversing the great expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon.
I don't need your silly portals. I'm just gonna fly. Bitch.
To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes. And until such time as we find Ashdaya, I will entrust her eye to your keeping.
Here, have this giant eyeball.
Will you do this for me?
I'm sorry. Can we like put that in the bag or something? Oh, just stick it in your pocket. Oh, gross. Oh, come on, man.
Contact you via link pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need
least
but follow
Put it in the bag.
Ishtola's
That's so
instructions.
unsanitary.
Understood.
Oh, we'll be ready. Sorry. Wait, has Alphino said anything?
Take care, Zero.
They're best friends now. Best friends forever.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
Remember, they shared a bun together.
In mare elementorum, then. Go well.
I just want to see Golbez. Oh. At least we don't have to like go through a cutscene when we're on the tower. Just go to the moon. We are on the moon. Oh, hold on. Keep forgetting I have to put that up. I'm sorry, guys.
I took the liberty of informing Ishtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Forgive me. I'd hoped to have everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babel. Vritra is also en route.
The Vertra or Vertra?
Excellent. You've done well, all of
Vertra?
you.
Vertra.
For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher. All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial Atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other.
For real.
Ishtola even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on void sense summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak. The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel.
I read CrossFit.
Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied. The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own.
I sent a message during this, so now
And with our
the
knowledge and
text bubble is
resources,
up.
we
So I
shall
can't get rid of it.
construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
Giant. As big as the moon. Literally.
Containment seal. Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed.
Dang.
That which held even Zodiark shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
Maybe this explains all the cubes that you were standing on with Golbez.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration. There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
Yay. What are they gonna have me do? What must I do for you, my friends? Mount up. Whee! Lunar Rendezvous. Lunar Rendezvous. Why does that sound familiar almost? Like, is there a song called Midnight Rendezvous or something? Oh, wait, North's right next to me. Hi, North. North, you're going to be in a recording. The Watcher's assistance, we shall reforge each of Zodiark's brands. Use them to erect a barrier capable of repelling void scent. Yet, though we expect it to be effective against larger beings on account of its original purpose, there's a chance it will allow lesser void scent to slip through. Therefore, we shall require a second line of defense, and I believe the Lawford supporters would be suitable for this purpose. Iranger, Zyros, the two of you have a strong rapport with our lunar allies. I would have you meet with Living Way and Best Ways Burrow and provide any assistance they require. I will join you, as a void scent, my knowledge may be of use. An excellent idea. In the meantime, the rest of us will see to reforging the brands. I will send word when we have finished. Pray do the same. No, North, don't, no, North, I can't accept your invite to a party if you keep running away. North, no. Wait, that was wrong. North was supposed to invite me. I remember the first time I came up here and I had to hear the music here. Now I can't hear it at all. Over the sounds of whatever crazy effects are going on. But yeah, man. Oh, the music here. You guys don't understand how nostalgic I am for Final Fantasy IV stuff. This was the first Final Fantasy I played with my dad, and actually the first time I came in here, and even sometimes now, like if I start talking during it, I get, I don't know, teary-eyed. Sounds a bit goofy, but yeah. This game means a lot to me, and just Final Fantasy in general. There you are. Y'shtola has apprised me of your present undertaking. I understand that she wishes to deploy our pride and joy, the veritable carrots of our eye, our unrivaled combat supporters, as a precautionary measure in case this void scent containment seal of hers proves lacking. As we speak, my fellows are rounding up what units they can. We'll bring them to the northeast corner in short order. Please wait there. Thank you, Living Way. Oh, Final Fantasy VI might be my favorite, but Final Fantasy IV has got a lot of nostalgia for me. You know? Destination. But just wait here. I look so goofy. I just can't get over it.
Really sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Hello, Living Way. Ah, the army.
Hello there, friends. A new person.
Mapping Way.
There was a bit of a rush, so we gathered what combat-ready supporters we had available.
I seriously love the Loporits and the way that they actually speak. So cute. Sleeping Way.
A welcome contribution. Thine initiative never ceaseth to amaze.
Oh, stop! You're making me blush.
Too bad naming Way isn't here.
Fulfilled the purpose given to us by Heidelin. Aiding the people of Atheris remains our greatest joy. So you can count on us, ever and always. Right, so we originally deployed these supporters to patrol the moon and keep it safe.
Right.
They've never tussled with Voidsent before, but with sufficient data, they ought to hold their own against the ghastly fiends. Practical, tactical data acquired in the moment, and who better to give the supporters an educational thrashing than the champion of Atheris?
We'll do our best.
I believe I would make a better instructor.
Against the Voidsent? Yes. This is actually very true.
Not only have I fought Voidsent, I am one.
Why the face? Oh. Bro, you're scaring the Loporits. Not cool, man. Or maybe they're gonna think she's awesome. Nothing was actually happening. Oh, they're running away. Oh no. Well, that's not good. Oh, you woke up Sleeping Way.
Well, don't just stand there. Engage!
Yeah, tell him Sleeping Way.
Engage! Engage!
Yep, they're doing another thing where they have to make a silly scene before it gets serious again, because that's just...
That'll do!
Uh...
A defeat bitterer than the bitterest carrot. Using this experience, we must enhance the supporters and turn them into Voidsent slaughterbots!
I like the way you think, Living Way.
Indeed. Right after we've managed to put the poor dears back together.
Pray forgive our comrade's enthusiasm. May I inquire as to how long the repairs will take?
On an ordinary day, I'd say no less than 5 carrots briskly consumed.
That's how they measure time.
But if you were to provide us with encouragement, we just might be able to do it in 2.
Freaking Loporits are so cute. Why did I make that sound effect when I turned my... What? Is something going on? Why are we making sound effects whenever we turn our head?
This I leave to you.
What? Why? Why is that happening? I'm all here for it because it's just silly and goofy, but what? Loporits' eyes twinkle with anticipation as they await your buoyant exhalation. To wit, they yearn for you to rally their spirits. Growing Way. Yeah. Rally. Let's go, Mapping Way. You got this. What a marvelous feeling. There's nothing like wild gesticulations of encouragement to fire you up. But I'm glad. What? Engage! Engage! Oh, sorry, I was in the midst of... Forgive me. The sight of precision parts is strangely soothing and sleep-inducing, but I'll try to keep moving. Oh! Yes! They're making the noise that the Loporrites would make up on the moon in Final Fantasy IV. Still, thank you, Singing Way. With you cheering me on, I can do not less than my very best. Yay. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very, very much. You don't know how uplifting it is to have you encouraging us. I mean, showing us the proper technique so we may keep our supporters operating at peak efficiency. My, everyone is in high spirits indeed. Thanks to your encouragement, we'll have the supporters up and running again in no time at all. Pray attend to your remaining busy work and leave the deployment of our new and improved void-sent slaughter bots to us.
Can you hear me? We've just finished restoring the brands. Let us reconvene once you've finished tending to matters there. The culmination of our efforts is nigh.
Ooh. What's this next quest? The red side of the moon. The brands are ready, I presume? Excellent. The Loporrites having deployed their supporters, we are ready to proceed. Let's rejoin in Ishtola post haste and pry open our gate onto the void.